Sunday marks a somber day in American history. These right here are images we will certainly never forget. WRAL's Fayetteville reporter Gilbert Baez spoke to two people with local ties who were directly impacted by the September 11th attacks, including the commanding general who eventually led Allied forces into America's longest war.
Just about everyone remembers where they were when the attack on America began September 11, 2001. Retired General Dan McNeill was the commander of Fort Bragg's 18th Airborne Corps. He was getting ready to make a parachute jump over Sicily drop zone when he received word that an airplane had flown into one of the towers at the World Trade Center in New York.
At first, I thought pilot error, somebody got out of line. Then we were set up to get the jump, fog had lifted. Plane just flew in the Pentagon. Then I knew I had to get on the ground and get busy.
At the Pentagon that day, former Fayetteville City Councilwoman Val Applewhite. She had retired from the Air Force and was working at her civilian job inside the building.
I remember the impact. I remember the ceiling tiles being sucked up because it felt as if the building had compressed just a little bit, just enough to move ceiling tiles that would set off alarms.
The attack led to the hunt for Osama bin Laden in Afghanistan. He was considered the mastermind behind the attack. General McNeill was chosen to lead NATO forces.
The commander of Central Command, who was responsible for this fight, desired an overall controlling headquarters short of his own to go into Afghanistan, and I get the call.
It turned out to be America's longest war. More than 2,400 members of the U.S. military died, and slightly more than 20,000 were wounded. As the commander of NATO forces, McNeill knew it was his job to send troops into harm's way. But even today, he struggles with the question, was it all worth it?
I'm less certain that as a collective, we can answer the question, was it all worth it? I think it's a very individual-centered concept. The answer to was it all worth it?
McNeill says that's the price of liberty. He also says it should remind everyone that freedom isn't free. In Fayetteville, Gilbert Baez, WRAL News.